321. Action, Papa Gemang, and why are we here? The purpose of us being here, because I've seen a lot of people that are here. So what's the real reason why?
My name is Matozera Tumbo. I am the head of department for Limpopo Economic Development, Environment and Tourism. We are here for the two or twin objectives. The first one is that this week is the week in which we celebrate the yellow Arum Lilly, which can only be found in this mountain of Liolo, as well as Senegal. So we've got build-up activities, and then on Saturday is the yellow Arum Lilly Festival. Secondly, it is Tourism Thursday, in which we are showcasing or popularizing tourism destination in Limpopo. That's why we're here. Okay,
so far, are your expectations being achieved so far, or you want to expected more or less than what we have today?
Well, I think our expectations are being fulfilled or achieved. Firstly is that we see the working together between government, the municipalities and the provincial government, as well as traditional leaders, so that we can collaborate and combine effort, firstly to popularize this flower, and secondly to promote its use through biodiversity conservation, as well as ensuring that people are able to understand the importance of this flower to the community, and also that we want to do what you call the beneficiation of this, so that the community can benefit out of it. So that is the first thing. So in terms of that popularization, I think we have achieved our objectives.
Okay, so we know this is an annual event. Last year it happened and it was also well organized. So far, what have you achieved from last year's expectations that have been felt for this year? Is there any development so far from last year to make sure that this event becomes even better and even becomes global?
In the past, we only celebrated it at one place, which is Senegal. Now we have then expanded to the second place in which you get this flower, which is Liolo Mountain. So it means that in terms of popularization of all the spots where you get the flower, that has been achieved. And I think that if you check the crowds that were there last year and this year, we have certainly increased. In last year, we might have only had stakeholders in the media and government, but we have now certainly gotten people who might be interested in terms of the use of the flower and the exports in future.
So since tourism sometimes about developing the economy of the certain country or community, what has tourism done so far to make sure that this flower benefits people that live from the site?
It is the start. So when you start something big, you must start by making sure that there is an awareness that there is this flower, it's important. And this particular event here and in Senegal is about showcasing that there is a flower which is unique, which is harvested between November and December. So that is the first start. The second start, as you have heard our department indicating, is that there is a need for beneficiation. What is beneficiation? Is to make sure that this flower is cultivated and harvested for commercial gain, so that the community and the economy can benefit. That is the first issue. Secondly, the issue of tourism aspect, where people will come and see the flower at its primary setting where it grows, which is here in Liolo Mountain as well as Senegal. So those twin things are important in the whole value chain of tourism development and product development for exports as well as sales locally.
So in closing, from here where to, is this going to be the only event that we're going to have until we meet next year, or the other activation activities that open the way for this event next year? Or this is just going to be the only event that happens, or we also have small activities that opens activation parties or events for this big event?
Yeah, we should go back to the fact that this flower is harvested in November and December, right?
Okay.
So it means that you can only see this flower around that time.
Okay.
So therefore, that's why the festival main event is this time, which is the week culmination of a weekly event associated with other heritage visitations of places of importance. So that is the first issue. But in terms of understanding where it is, we have got a lot of tourism activation tours around a whole lot of things including the Senegal where you found it, as well as this place. So it's not going to be the only thing. But in terms of the flower itself, it is because the harvest time is November and December. That's why you see the culmination of a week-long celebration in that month.
So in tourism, my last question, what are you doing to preserve this heritage of our district? This lily flower, what's tourism doing to, or what are the measures that they use to protect this heritage flower?
From the biodiversity and conservation, what we do as a government is that when you got such a unique aspect, you protect it. And it is a protected flower. You will have heard the presentation that says that you can't just pick it up. There are times in which you are allowed, you require a permit in order to pick up that flower. So from the government perspective, we are protecting the species so that there isn't a lot of over-harvesting and over-cultivation. And we allow it to grow up in its natural setting. So that is the work of government. Now, working with Mahoshi, we make sure that the Mahoshis will benefit, because in future there might be a particular fee that you pay to come and view and walk these mountains, so that the people who are locally can also benefit out of this flower.
Okay. Where can people find you on social platform?
I can be found on the LIDET platform of the website, which is www.ledetlidet.gov.
Arquanin, el level la moager. La labonali. Clearly yellow again. And a more house lord. Lake lily creamy yellow. Maradi plaking it. Erare A. It is even more lichachi than A.
Okay.
Because usually the rata omela molor game will be really crazy. Kudu molor go na le di khomo di pudi. Because molor ona le mabiang a magolo a di mele botse. And rapa di krega molor ke gona le between maswika le ka level all over. We can go on normal soil. I rata ni lo. Rata we kutisha nyana itwe bosa. The whole idea gore e khetha the minerals tse di krega mo masukeng. That's why le bona ile e krega mo fela, because the minerals which are here are different for the plate tse di. But the biggest problem gore, they usually have competition le mining. Again, mining, that's why we're looking for those unique minerals. And a little on our DB unique is because they are from unique minerals. That's why Sukukuna as a whole, there's that competition between biodiversity and mining.
So Kaliche Walisha Raila would disappoint them. Like it doesn't, yeah, I'll agree the minerals taking Yagang.
Let's say what the Mirakanya was used to you know from nowhere else. Or a quadi graveyard thing, because I got to be a Masuda. Keramara within this area. Between Masu.
And then come fasting, the bulb problem. Okay, or no one do fell.
In a bulb.
Okay, okay. The bulb.
The general Mushumo John, I look him. What's like about a hole? I'm not doing what you are going to fell out of Shagari. In a little more hour.
I'm out in negative.
Mr. Mwe, with these things, I'm interpreting these things like a human body. Out of what you explain. I get into it, or actually, what color if a panalela, Waka, the Joji, the Hocha, if a pan, who was I tackle. Kula tawa moto awuzi agilebele just one moto. Moto an ale kom sisinyana ba logo mukutu. Waka di juju dija. That is why umwe wa moto umwe wa score. That's come against.